Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, y'all already know I ask you to do it every day. But it's important because we want to grow the tribe. And let me tell y'all, it is growing. We are headed up there for 4,000. I know. I am so excited. And every time I go in the comments and I'm chit-chatting with new people, oh, I love it. I love it. I just love our tribe. I just love the people that are a part of it, I must say. But because we are growing our tribe, I have to say it every time, and that is to go down here in these settings. Yes, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And I do pop in. You have to keep a heads up because I'll be popping in. Don't think I don't. And also, give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Whew, I just don't even know anymore with that. It just has me by my neck and will not let me go. And also, I was chit-chatting with one of the readers in the comments, and they were saying, the commercial. I know, but it helps the channel so much. So watch them as much as you can because let me tell you, it absolutely helps the channel, and I appreciate it so very much. Oh, I know, but as much as you can. All right, also, right about here, that's the join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so just over the moon appreciative to have that support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, our Super Thanks button is right over there. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all. I have an announcement. Yes, I do. We have a new channel member. Madam Curiosity, come to the front. Come to the front. Yes, our new channel member is Madam Curiosity. And I tell you what, I am thrilled. Y'all know how I get. Oh, break that. Oh, don't make me dance. Do not make me because I just get so hyped up when I get a new channel member. I get a new member of the tribe. I am just so excited. I'm just over the moon to have Madam Curiosity as a part of the reading club. And Madam Curiosity, I'll get it right in a minute. Y'all know how my tongue gets sometimes. Madam Curiosity, since you are now an official part of the reading club, you can go over to our community page, and over there posted will be your official welcome to the reading club. And I'll tell you what, I'm over the moon. I am so happy, can't you tell, to have Madam Curiosity as a part of the reading club. And I want everybody, when you get the opportunity, go over to the community page and show Madam Curiosity some love. Let her know she's welcome, because she is more than welcome. I am thrilled. I am. So welcome to the reading club. All right, y'all. With all of that, y'all know what's next. Y'all know when I am putting the read together, and that is what I was doing today. Y'all know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I did today. I was all over the place. I was on all the social media platforms. Now, I didn't stay very long on a lot of them. Like, for some reason today, I didn't stay over to Instagram that much. And I did not stay on Blue Sky. that much. I was over on TikTok. Y'all know how TikTok can drain your time. You go over there, it's Monday, and when you come to yourself, it's already Saturday. I mean, I don't know why when I go on TikTok, time just goes by so quickly. But yeah, I spend my time over there, and Lord knows, oh my goodness, those squatties over there continue to do God's work. Let me tell you, they are over there defending Megan, just, and I mean, intellectual defense. I mean, they are just coming with the facts and calling out the BS from across the pond. Those those so-called flying monkeys over there who will report on Megan, who is way in America over here minding her business, helping out her hometown, but cannot, they do not, I won't say cannot, they do not have a word for William and Kate, and they are just showing themselves to be pathetic. At this point, that's all you can call them. I used to call them mediocre all the time, but it is pretty much has come to light that their mediocrity is is to the point where they're just pathetic. It is. I'm just saying. But yes, they are showing out on TikTok. I hope TikTok doesn't go away. I think Sunday is the last day or something. They said they're going to shut it all the way down. I love TikTok too. But anyway, and it's going to be a big loss for a lot of people too. It's a lot of people that really, really have built communities over there on TikTok, because I would be devastated if they shut down YouTube and I would lose all of y'all. So I can just imagine. That must be devastating. But I digress. And then I made my way to X. Y'all know I always land over there. That's where my final destination for the day is always X, formerly known as Twitter. And the squatties over there are just still dragging Kate. And they are starting to pick apart this story, all the things that she said during her visit. And the more and more things come out, the more and more stuff don't make no sense. And we're going to talk about it, because I know we have talked and drugged Kate. I think this is our third day, but it just keeps getting more and more interesting every time. We keep finding out little bitty things that just don't make no sense. I mean, really, really strange. And even how she did the whole visit just didn't make any sense. During the time she did it, I really didn't I just watched a little bit of it, clippets of it. But now squatties are going through it. Y'all know how the squatties do. They go through things. They just go through it with a fine-tooth comb. They just play it, rewind it, look it, put it under a microscope, and figure out, wait a minute, it's something ain't right here. And that's exactly what's being done on X, formerly known as Twitter. And also, y'all, I'm just going to say this. More than just squatties are starting to talk about it. It is articles are starting to be written about it. I have one in the podcast today where people have started to question out loud that something ain't right here. She is not absolutely verbalizing the things, the normal things people who actually has had cancer would absolutely know. It's as if she hadn't had it. I'm just saying. Because she's saying some real wacky and absolutely very deceptive type things. And being very shady and squirmy about things. But we're going to talk about it. Yeah, we got to talk about that. Even though it's the third day, we got to continue to talk about this thing. We got to continue to expose those two over there, because you best believe if the shoe was on the other foot, All those derangers would take out full page ads in all of the publications over there, all those rags, to call out Megan for a liar and said that she was faking cancer. We're really taking the high road, just absolutely calling it out here on social media. Because y'all know how they would do it. They absolutely would have banners waving them up and down there in Montecito. They would have hired a bus and went down there in Montecito and walked around in front of her gate with a sign saying, "You're a liar, you're faking cancer." This is the kind of derangement that we are dealing with. But yet and still, they are just so, whew, what is going on? Clutching their pearls because the Sussex Squad is calling out this nonsense that Kate is peddling. And, you know, acting like we're just supposed to just take everything on face value when this woman clearly don't know what she's talking about. And she clearly has not had this experience, because if she had, her experience has been different than any other cancer patient that has ever experienced the disease. I'm just saying, but they want us to ignore all of that when they know that they will absolutely be on full parade in front of Harry and Meghan's gate, and absolutely trying to bring attention that way. Cause y'all remember that old, what is his name, Andy Senor or whatever he was, talking about going down to Montecito and going to all the different places that Meghan and Harry has been, has frequent. Yes, and Harry and Meghan had done anything, and they wanted to stop them like that. Just imagine if Meghan had done something like this. And then Meghan said that her and Harry married before the big wedding, that they had this ceremony between him and her, and she said that's what she considered her marriage vows. That's the marriage vows that she has framed, not the one that they had, the big one. And then it turns out, we find out later, the reason they did that was because Meghan always wanted a small wedding. She never wanted that wedding that they had over there. And I bet you that didn't sit well with them, because they thought anybody would just be joyous and over the moon to have a wedding like that, and ride in a carriage and all that stuff. And Meghan said, just me and Harry will be fine. And they had to convince her to have that wedding. And I just love that for the derangers, because that absolutely just took the steam out of them, because they always talked about that wedding. They gave her a wedding. She left. They gave her a wedding. Well, you know what? She didn't want the wedding. That wedding wasn't for her. It was for them, to showcase them. So if you have a problem with Harry and Meghan's wedding, take it up with the left behinds, because they are the ones that wanted it. I know I went on a tangent, but it would not be me if I didn't. Y'all know I go on a tangent. But yes, her story continues to unravel, and we're going to talk about it. Because like I said, if it was Meghan, they would absolutely have rented a plane and have it trailing behind them. Meghan Markle is a liar. She don't have cancer. Y'all know they would do that. The Rangers would absolutely do some nonsense like that. But us, we just gonna call it out on social media and let them know that we're not fools. We see you. Yes, we got two eyes and two ears. We heard what you said and we saw what you did. And, it's just not adding up. Every time we add up 2 plus 2 and get 5, of course we're going to have something to say about it, and absolutely look at you like the RCA dog with our head cocked. Like, what? Something ain't right here. But y'all, with all that said, and yeah, like I said, y'all know I go on my tangent. So y'all just gonna have to just put up with me, because I will go on a tangent. But let's get started. I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty really made me think. This post right here. And like I said, I saw the visit. I saw clips of the visit because, it's hard for me to stomach Kate for a long period of time. I'm telling you, it's hard to watch her cosplay Megan and mimic all of Megan's mannerisms. It is really, really difficult for me to watch. So I did not really watch it that intensely. But this particular squatty absolutely brought something to my attention. And it says this. I'm going to put it up. And like I said, I said squatty, but I don't think this is a squatty. This is what is it? A Republican or anti-royalist. That's what it is. And I'm going to put it up. And it said, I want, and what this particular line is what Kate said when she got to the hospital. When she walked into the hospital, these are the words that she communicated with the people there. This is what she said. She said, I wanted to come and show my support for the amazing work being done here. What y'all think about that? She didn't say I wanted to come to thank the people who took me by the hand and led me through this very, very difficult time that I went through, and helped me to navigate this devastating disease. That, nothing like that. She just said, I wanted to come and show my support for the amazing work being done here. That's what she said. And then it goes on to say, this person goes on to say, did you think she was there to thank the doctors who treated her cancer? And that got me to thinking, y'all, where were the doctors? Her doctor. This whole visit was weird. It was weird. No treatment team was there. Most of the time when you go to thank the hospital and you have your treatment team there. At least you say who your treatment team is. You give them a shout out. But most of the time, with somebody as high profile as Kate, the treatment team would have been there. And they would have, of course, they wouldn't have answered any questions because she is the Princess of Wales. And of course, they're not going to discuss her, her medical condition or anything like that. They're definitely not going to say anything that Kensington Palace doesn't want them to say. But at least, you know, normally you would acknowledge the people who have absolutely helped you navigate this horrible, horrible time in your life and who has, through their work, you are now in remission. There was no such team there, no such doctors, no such nurses. She just came there like it was a regular visit. She was just visiting a hospital, but yet and still she wanted to tell everybody there that this is where she got her treatment. Now, this is an NHS hospital. Now, who believed that Kate literally went to an NHS hospital? I don't believe none of this. And the more you look at it, the more it does not make sense. It does not. And also, another squatter brought up online, and y'all tell me if this is true, but I absolutely think it is. And that is, they said everybody around Kate has said Kate has cancer. Kate has never verbalized and said the words, I have cancer, I had cancer. And that's very odd that she wouldn't say it. She has never said it. And this particular squatty goes on to say, well, I'm so used to saying squatty. This particular person goes on to say, is there any video of her thanking doctors who treated my cancer here? That's her saying, where's the doctors? Where's the doctors that treated her cancer. This big achievement to get her into remission. Where's the doctors? Where's the nurses? All she did, she came in, talked to everybody, talked to talked to the cancer patient, maskless, and dropped a whole lot of misinformation. Like as if she hadn't had the same experience that all the other cancer patients who were there are having. I'm just saying. I just find that very, very odd that her cancer team was not there and she did not verbalize a thank you for them. And that only cements my belief that this woman has never had cancer. She has not. This has all been a ploy, a way of getting the stench of racism off of her and trying to garner some popularity through sympathy and empathy. I believe it with everything in me now. I never believed this story. And the more and more these two talk, the more and more they just show themselves to be so pathetic. William and Kate are going to be a full-on disaster as king and queen. It is going to be one disaster right after another one, like this one. I mean, could they handle it any worse than they have? I mean, ever since they have become the Prince and Princess of Wales and have been having their own court and, yes, operating out of Kensington Palace fully theirs to navigate, they have done nothing but just flippity flopped. I mean, just one mistake right after the other, one disaster right after the other. I mean, the PR is terrible over there. I'm just saying. But it goes on to say, does this visit lack the personal touch you would expect? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And thank you for bringing it to the front. I did not think of this. Where's the personal touch? Where is your cancer doctor? Where's your cancer team? Where's your nurse? The one that absolutely held your hand when you first put your port in. Where that one at? Where is, none of that. Just thank you, thank y'all, thank you, thank you, and talk to other people and say some really misinformed things. That's what Kate did, as if she never had it or she had a different kind. I'm telling you, online is on fire with this. And I'm telling you, I just absolutely never thought of this. It just highlights that this woman has not had any kind of catastrophic event in her life like cancer. She knows nothing about the illness that she's claiming to have. I mean, it is ridiculous. But let's go on. I'm going to put this up. This particular squatter said this. I would just like to pause for a moment and point out the laughable idea that Kate Middleton not only got treatment in a public hospital. Where is the lie there? Y'all, they want us to believe that she got treatment in a public hospital, an NHS hospital. Y'all know that's not true. That is so not true. And she didn't say, well, she had never claimed it. She didn't claim it, and she definitely did not show her cancer team. So I'm like, okay, you showed up at an NHS hospital. You want to thank saying that you just came down there to support. That doesn't sound like someone who would come down there to thank the people who have absolutely helped her to reclaim her life. That don't sound like that. It sounds like somebody who is just doing an engagement. And her PR team is the one putting out the fact that this is where she got her treatment and all that. I wonder who came up with this little gem over there in the PR, around the table, over there in the PR division of Kensington Palace. Because they came up with a dud. Because once you go through this, none of it makes any sense. Then it goes on to say, but also that at no point over the months of treatment did anyone snap a picture of her going between Kensington Palace and the hospital. Where it's a lie. You telling me she was able to navigate it to the point where months and months and months nobody took a picture of her? And it has been said online that the workers was just as surprised as everybody else when she showed up there. Because they said anytime anybody of any kind of status or notoriety comes to that hospital, now they cannot say anything to their family and friends, but they know it among themselves. People, the workers talk, and the whole hospital grapevine is real over there. And so nobody had any idea. It wasn't no grapevine chitter chatter about Kate getting treatment over there at that hospital. And we all know if it was not any grapevine like chitter chatter and people was not whispering and saying, the Princess of Wales is actually getting treatment, she wasn't getting it over there. I do not believe it. This is a PR disaster because people are starting to pick through it and it's not making sense. And this particular squatty goes on to say, she was talking about nobody snapped a picture of her going between Kensington Palace and the hospital. Then she goes on to say they are once again making statements that on their bare face makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. And the press that has spent the last 8 years insisting that every single detail of another royal's life is fair game are now covering up for the heirs. And where is the lie? And this hadn't just started. They have been covering up for William and Kate since they've been covering up for William and Kate ever since Meghan came on the scene. And they could make Meghan and Harry the scapegoat. They have been covering up for them. And it's to the point now that they cannot cover up for them because they cannot control social media. They can't. And social media is going to peek through everything. And basically, everything that Kate did and said while she was at that hospital did not make any sense. It's 2 plus 2 is 5 all day when it comes to Kate and this cancer. It is 2 plus 2 is 5. And it leaves people shaking their heads. Something is wrong. Something is not right. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to put this up. And this is the article that was written. This is the article. Articles are starting to be generated that something is wrong here. We getting the 2 plus 2 is 5. And now people are really starting to notice what people are saying online. Social media is a powerful, powerful thing. And it has the ability to drive the headlines. And this particular magazine, Parade Magazine, is an American publication. And so I don't think we'll ever get any accountability from over there across the pond. But American media is starting to question what she said. It don't make no sense. And it says royal fans demands answers after Kate Middleton seemingly contradicts common cancer guidance. Yes, yes, yes. And in this article, they go to the professionals and they call Kate out for, being a liar. And it goes on to say, royal fans demand answers after Kate Middleton seemingly contradicts common cancer guidance. Critics are slamming the Princess of Wales. I love that word slamming when they use it on them. Critics are slamming the Princess of Wales for spreading misinformation. And that's exactly what she was doing. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, are they in cleanup mode over there. And we're going to talk about it later. But yes, it says, when Kate Middleton visited the hospital where she underwent cancer treatment this week, it was meant to be a show of support for patients, but some have taken issue with her remarks. It says the Princess of Wales returned to the Royal Malden Hospital in London on Tuesday, January the 14th, to speak with patients, sharing what she learned from her own experience being treated at the same facility. And what she said, if these are her experiences, she absolutely had a whole different experience than anybody else. And it goes on to say, this is what Kate said, they're quoting her. It said, I want to come and show my support. And that's what we just got through talking about. She didn't say nothing. I wanted to thank my cancer team. Here's my cancer team for helping me navigate this catastrophic event in my life. She didn't come and said, hey, she just said, I wanted to come and show my support for the amazing work that's going on here and those who are going through treatment and having such a hard time. That's what Kate said. She ain't said nothing else but that. And they let her get away with that. I'm just saying. It says she told one patient, as Good Morning America first reported. See, this is an American publication. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Very nice to meet you and best of luck. You are in the best of hands, she assured the woman. Middleton also opened up about how she personally found ways to cope when she was undergoing treatment. Now keep that. Stick a pin in that. This is her talking about her experience when she was undergoing treatment. Stick a pin in it, because a lot of these derangers are trying to say, well, maybe she just misspoke and maybe she was talking about after her treatment. No, she wasn't talking about after her treatment. She was talking about her treatment during the time she was getting treatment. And then it says, everyone said to me, please keep a positive mindset. It makes such a difference. She said, adding, I really felt like I needed to get to the sun. She said she really felt like she should get to the sun. This is what she is saying out of her mouth. While the one that we stuck the pin in, was undergoing treatment. And it says you need loads of water and loads of sunlight. This is what she said when she was undergoing treatment. Some social media users took issue with the mention of loads of sunlight, noting that chemotherapy can increase sensitivity to the sun. And I'm not going to go all the way through the article, but people were sharing their experiences with their family member. One woman about her sister, one woman about her child, and they just absolutely went to MD Anderson Cancer Center, which is the top cancer center here in America, in Houston, Texas. And they were saying, we don't know what she's talking about. That's not something you recommend to someone who is getting chemotherapy or radiation or both. They went to the Mayo Clinic. And the Mayo Clinic, we all know, I think the Mayo Clinic is in Boston. Top hospital. They're saying that's nonsense. That's something you don't do. Her experience is not the experience of a cancer patient. And she is absolutely outing herself. And we're going to get into more what the squatties are talking about online, how Kate is outing herself. This is nonsense. This is misinformation. But yet and still, have the British media called Kate out? Absolutely not. They still hadn't called William out for all that swearing he was doing in that official engagement. These people are jokes. And it's as if they don't understand that we're not going to stop doing this. I saw where Richard Eden had wrote some kind of made up article about how the last insult or something that Harry and Meghan did to the Queen. This is what these people are writing about, and their future queen has absolutely went to a cancer hospital and lied. But yet and still they're concerned with a couple which is 5,000 miles away. I mean, where is the embarrassment of it all? It is ridiculous. And these people will absolutely help William and Kate mop up the mess that they create themselves. And I said to myself when I saw this and how they were digging through what she had said, I bet you they are sitting in their big old luxury apartment, or what is it, Adelaide Cottage. In the Adelaide, I think it's Adelaide Cottage, blaming Harry and Meghan for it. I bet you they have in their fever twisted mind have somehow been able to just blame Harry and Meghan for what Kate went in there and did yesterday. I guess she said if Meghan hadn't told on me about Archie's skin tone, I wouldn't have had to go in there and feign some cancer and get this stench off of me, and I wouldn't have had to go in that hospital and lie. All connecting all the dots back to Meghan. Tell me y'all don't believe that. Y'all, I bet you, I am willing to bet you that's all they do is sit around and blame their failures, blame their flops, blame their mishaps on Harry and Meghan. Because y'all know if never taking accountability was people, those two would be it, because they don't accept accountability for anything. They look for people to blame. They are just alike, those two are. And I bet you they are somewhere just absolutely cussing Meghan and Harry out for all their failures, all of their bumbling. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. Y'all remember in my last podcast, I talked about how Kate had told that lady who was sitting there with the cold cap on, trying to at least hold on to some of her hair by using that cold cap. And Kate said that she didn't use it. And I told y'all if I found the article about it, I would bring it to the front. And I found that people wrote an article about it. Yes, they did. People wrote an article about it, just about everything she said, because they wanted to absolutely get it down in history that this is what this woman was out there speaking. They cannot change. I bet they wish they could go back and just rewind that whole visit, or suck all those words that she let out of her mouth, suck them back in. because at the end of the day, they're out there for eternity. And she has absolutely outed herself, just like he outed her in South Africa. The jig is up. Nobody's believing this nonsense. And I'm going to put it up. And it says, Kate Middleton shares she didn't have to have a cold cap therapy during chemo, patient said. Now she got all this hair, not losing a strand of hair, and never used a cold cap to maintain it. It would have been more believable. I bet you that's the first time Kate had ever saw something like that when she walked in that hospital. That is the reason her first response was to tell the truth, because she didn't know what it was. I bet you that when that woman asked her, did you ever use this? Kate had no idea what that was. So she said no, she never used it. And come to find out, it was to keep your hair. And Kate is sitting up there with a bundle of hair on her head, saying no, she didn't use it. I kid you not. It says it was just like talking to a friend about a really horrible time in life and how you find ways of getting through it. This is what Catherine Fields, the lady with the coal cap on. And Kate sit up there and told her no, with all that hair on her head. I ain't had to do none of that. And guess why Kate hadn't had to do any of that? Because she hadn't had cancer like that woman who is absolutely just doing everything she can to survive this horrible disease. But Kate is sitting up there just as la-di-da as she can be, not knowing what the lady got on her head, and just absolutely told the truth. Yes, she did. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this is something else that the squatters are talking about online. What Kate said in that visit. One cancer patient asked Kate about her port. The port is, right here. They go down in there and get find a vein, and they leave it there because that's what you do your chemo through. And so you have a port there. And when you have a port there, it leaves a scar. It does. And so the squatters are saying, where is Kate's scar? Where is the scar from her port? And she was actively going through chemotherapy during the time she was at Wimbledon, sitting out there in the sun for 2 hours, taking it in, and just as tan as she could be. Where was the port then? I'm going to put a picture up of her dress. Kate didn't have no port in. She was supposed to still be in cancer treatment. Now, could she have gotten it removed for Wilmington? Absolutely, she could have. But this is what they're saying. They're saying Kate tells cancer patients she got so attached to her chemotherapy port in a candid comment. And my whole thing is, that sounds like somebody who don't even know what that is. How would you, that right there, that port has always been, from what I understand, that people who go through that treatment, that's very traumatic for them. That means that you're sick. That means that you are in an active fight for your life. When they put that in and make it, and it has to stay until you finish your treatment. But Kate says she got attached to her. She did. It said Princess of Wales also spoke about how she received treatment quietly and privately. Yeah, with nobody seeing it, because it didn't happen. It said Kate Middleton made a personal revelation about her experience of receiving cancer treatment at her first official engagement of the year. Kate commented about the port was one of her several highly personal comments that she made at the Royal Martin, where she seemed totally focused on every person that she met with. Well, we all know she was mimicking and cosplaying. And so we'll dismiss that. But do y'all think that Kate knew what she was talking about? Because with those two things, it's as if she just didn't know what she was talking about. So she just decided to say, or I just wanted to hold on to it. Because those, I mean, that's odd to say something like that. Because, like I said, that's one of the most dramatic things that happen when you are fighting cancer is to get that port and make it, and it has to stay there and losing your hair. And Kate said she didn't do the cap or and she loved the port. 2 plus 2 is 5. And Kensington Palace said, we standing 10 toes down on that, and y'all peasants better believe what we saying because we're not going to change it. But I'm telling you, but one thing I saw where they were saying, basically, I'm going to put this up, and basically what they're saying is that we should not ask any questions. They have pushed out saying that, and I found this in People too. People was just absolutely putting out the article. And it says why a cancer patient who met Kate Middleton says we don't need to know what cancer she had. I guess maybe we don't need to know what cancer she had since she didn't have any. And she has absolutely proven that point time and time again, and especially on this particular visit. Her and William are just ticking time bombs when they go out and they have to say something or speak, because most of the time they are stepping in it. They talk about Andrew. Andrew is media savage compared to these two bozos. I'm telling you. Whew, do they step in it? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up. And this is by Kaiser from Celebici. And of course, the way she writes things is an article within an article. She is, I think it's an article from the Mirror. And she is talking about Harry's security when he comes over to the UK for that trial. And the name of the article is Prince Harry receives limited police protection in the UK later this month. And Kaiser in this particular article is saying that she is a little nervous about that because how it's being done. And but let's get into it. And it says, since King Charles took over, Prince Harry's U.S. security situation has been in the same holding pattern. It's actually one part of a multi-pronged case which is still weaving its way through the British court system. Harry's main argument is that the Windsors largely dictate which royal gets protection and when. And let me say, where is the lie? They want to lie. Charles have been lying from the jump that he had no control when it comes to his son's security. But yet and still, everybody knows, everybody knows that the sovereign has a choice. Even his staff members are on the board of RAVAC. But yet and still, he wants to control Harry as much as he can. So Harry has to give a 30-day notice when he's coming to the UK. So those people can scramble around with their diaries to try to create events and engagements to coincide with him being over there. Those people never work until Harry and Meghan are doing something. We have saw it in real time this week how William and Kate coming out just because of the fact that Megan's cooking show was supposed to come out. And they were just all scurrying around to the point where now that Megan postponed her cooking show, William dropped out an event today. The Queen would have never did that, by the way. The Queen always showed up. This, like I said, William and Kate are going to be a disaster. Even Charles is a little better than William when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to being committed to the people, at least to show up. Have enough respect to show up. But William won't do that. William is going to be a trash king, let me tell you. But I digress. He even pulled out of an event. Yes, he did. I might do a pop-up about that tomorrow because I really want to talk about that. But I just don't have room for it in my podcast. That's why I do the pop-ups. But yes. And so that is just a lie. Charles has all of the power to give Harry security anytime he wanted to. He had the power to take it away, and he has the power to give it. And what he wants to do is to try to hide behind Ravek and pretend like, no, it's them. But in actuality, it's him. And he did that to his son. And then we talked about the statement he made in court about how the death of Harry would not impact the British people. Well, I hate to break this to him, but his death will not impact the British people either. The Queen, who sit on the throne for 70 years, barely impacted impacted the British people, the lives of the British people. And Philip, they wanted to absolutely just get in the streets and march if they hadn't took all that funeral nonsense off the televisions over there when he passed away. So if anybody is not going to have an impact on the British people, it would be him, but I digress. But yes, yes, yes. So this is what Kaiser is talking about. And then she goes on in this article and talks about how Harry, well, they're leaking. They're leaking that Harry's going to have limited security, and how she feels that might be a dangerous thing. And she goes on to say this. It says, while I hate Harry even has to go back to that country at all, I wish people would acknowledge that what the Windsors and the Met Police are doing to him is insanely dangerous. She means to announce that he is coming ahead of time, and him having to notify them 30 days in advance. And she says it's insanely dangerous. Now, every time Harry go over there, I absolutely worry about him. And him being over there this time, I'm going to worry that he's going to be all right. But I do know that he's also taking his security team and his long-time bodyguard. And that makes me feel better. But Kaiser is right. It's very dangerous. But Charles don't care. Charles do not care. If Charles cared, he never would have talked about pulling that security with that baby. Archie was a little bitty arm baby. And his son and his son's wife on an island, on Vancouver Island, just left them to the wolves. If he cared, that would have never happened. So I don't understand why we are surprised. I'm not surprised that Charles is a trash father. He has never been anything different, and why would he change at this particular time or point? But yes, Harry is going to have limited security. They said while he's at I think it's at the trial, he's going to have armed security. And so, yeah. And a lot of people have concerns about him being protected by the Met Police. I mean, it is a lot of concerns. And she goes on to say, I wish what people would acknowledge that what the Windsors and the Met Police is doing to him is insanely dangerous. He is a target of racists, terrorists, and extremists. He should have an automatic police protection every time he enters the UK, and he shouldn't have to give notice. Where is the lie? I mean, having Harry, like for his uncle's funeral, having him to have to sneak in and out of his own country, the country that he gives 10 years to serve. 10 years he served in the military, and he has to sneak in and out of his own country. It is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And it goes on to say, she said he should have automatic police protection every time he enters the UK, and he shouldn't have to give notice. The reason I'm pointing out the 30-day notice part is because the ish like this happens. The police are clearly putting a target on his back, and so are the Windsors. It's like their high-level collision is creating a situation in which harm might befall Harry. It is going to be a tense time with Harry over there. I'm just saying. And it says, and I'm glad once again that Harry has apparently refused to stay at Buckingham Palace. Yes, they're leaking that Charles offered Harry to stay at Buckingham Palace, and Harry said no, because evidently, and y'all know I've talked about this before, Doria is from the old school, and she has schooled Megan about you don't eat at people's, you don't eat their food, and you don't stay at their house when they don't like you, because things can absolutely happen. And Harry is not going to lay his head on a pillow over there, and I do not blame him. It is no way Harry would go into Buckingham Palace. It is like going into the den of vipers. And if you go into a den of vipers or a den of scorpions, why would you be surprised when they sting you? This is all a setup to get more stuff to be able to feed Harry to the British media. It's all about the clicks and the views. It's all about how many papers that can be sold about this. And Charles and William and that horse hadn't been able to trade on that of late because they don't have anything left. Their tank is empty when it comes to Harry and Meghan, because Harry and Meghan has been serving up dust. And they want him over to Buckingham Palace so they can talk about what shoes he had, or what kind of designer shirt he had on, or what kind of shiny shoes he got on, what he said to the doorman, or what he said to the butler, what he ate for breakfast, when did he come down from his room, what room did he stay in. Because we all know this would be story after story after story in those rags. And they write stories about dumb stuff like this. It's all about content. Content to fill the pages of those rags over there. And that's what Charles, his horse, William, and his mannequin, that is what they deal with. That is their trade. Trading stories. Making up stories, making up lies. Because when Harry go over there, it's gonna be more made up lies than stuff that actually happened. Well, he went through this door over here. That's a story. That's an article. He looked at the crowd. That's an article. How big the crowd is. That's an article. If someone said boo or not, that's an article. That is what Harry is going to have to contend with. And we just got to be prayerful for him. We really, really do. But he is not staying at Buckingham Palace, and he is not eating them people's food. because I warned him from the beginning, don't eat them folks' food. I would not eat anything or sit or come close to anybody over there because those people are dangerous. And Kaiser go on to say, wherever they were going to put him, all of these people are very dangerous. Where is the lie? They're very, very dangerous. His father, his brother, that whole firm means Harry no good. And he needs to look at them just like that because they don't mean him no good. And how sad it is. And how sad it is for Diana to know that she has a son who is that far against his brother. All out of jealousy. Boy, has William bought into that nonsense within that firm. But I don't even really say he bought into it. This is who William is. We saw him growing up, and we saw the person that he grew from. And he was a brat then. He was a horrible, horrible little boy. He was punching his mama in her stomach when he was little. Y'all remember that little reel that they had with Harry was going all over the place, being adventurous like he is now? Harry has always been adventurous. Even when he was a baby and could not walk, he was crawling over there trying to investigate what was going on. And William was too busy punching his mama in the stomach. I'm just saying. But yes. So we got to be really, really prayerful for Harry. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. Now, I got to go back a little bit and talk about how Kitty Cat now posted her visit to the hospital and how it absolutely flippity flop. And this particular squatter said this. I'm going to put it up. It says 2.9 million followers to announce you are in remission. 21 hours later, 915 comments, and half of them calling out the cancer fakery. They're talking about they posted her visit to the hospital on the Prince and Princess of Wales Instagram account, and they got 2.9 million followers. But in actuality, they only had 915 comments, and most of them was talking about this fakery. And it says they got 915 comments, and most of them was talking about this fakery. And got how many likes? Got 31K likes. 31, and you got 2.9 million followers. Most of them are bots. At least they could have got the bots to run the numbers up. We all know that these are bots. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. Now, I didn't put this one up because of what the squatter said. I put it up because of the picture of William kissing. Y'all see him kissing on Kate down there with that head? Oh, my God, that head, that hair, that missing hair. Ew. And how their behavior scared the hell out of little Charlotte. Look at Charlotte. Y'all know I had to say something about it. It is as if she had never saw anything like that before. She has never saw these people be loving towards each other at all. She is shocked. She is absolutely taken aback. She is absolutely stunned. Look at her. But I will read this squattie's post, but it was all about the picture for me. And somebody put up their soft porn in front of the children. Charlotte is absolutely stunned. Evidently, Charlotte is one in that family who actually have some emotions, because y'all remember she's the one he said that just burst out in a flood of tears when she saw his beard, and now she's looking at him. What the hell is this? She's like, I ain't never saw this before. Y'all usually are shaking hands, mom and dad. But yeah, Charlotte is stunned. to say the least. But this particular squatty said this: if you have cancer, it's important to avoid sunlight and limit your time outdoors, as if it can be harmful to your health. However, if you're having the Cape Middleton cancer, if you're having the Cape Middleton cancer, you can enjoy being outside and soaking up the sun because you don't have cancer. I'm just saying. But that is funny. Yeah, and I had forgot they was on the beach just still soaking up the sun, Kate was. Yes, she was. And William. Oh, is this not the most cringe? I mean, Charlotte is absolutely recoiling from it all. She don't know what to say about this nonsense. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up and y'all already know. And if they don't know, they better know. Like I said, at the end of the day, we will go through your dreams. We will go through your thoughts. Squatties will absolutely analyze every little move and gesture that you make because you're messing with our faves. And when you're messing with our faves, we going to do that. We're going to take your face off. Well, eat it off at least. All right, y'all. Bye.